Okay, with regard to the marketing piece, I've had a lot of people ask me if I had X number of dollars to spend on marketing, what would I spend it on? I'm going to tell you my number one thing above and beyond anything else. And Hanley, I want you to chime in on this and anybody else who wants to throw their 2 cents in. But if you don't have a CRM in your business right now, or any kind of a way to measure your marketing activities, any money that you're spending on marketing, you might as well throw it out the window because you can't make intelligent decisions without data and analytics. And so if you have the money and you don't have a CRM, then I would highly suggest that you get yourself into a CRM. I'm not saying you need to go buy Salesforce. I'm not saying you need to buy HubSpot or Infusionsoft or any of the big boys. There's plenty of out of the box solutions that will serve what you need it to do for you right now. Okay. Better Agency, Insured Mind, Agency Zoom are all kind of in that bucket of competitors that will do things right out of the box for you. But you've got to be able to measure what your marketing activities are, which goes back to what I talked about in the different segments of the sales process. If I have guys that are going out and they have suspects, but they're not getting them converted to prospects, that tells me there's something wrong with their pitch when they're having the first meeting that is not getting the client to trust them enough to give them the information to come back to the other one. If they're not going from prospect to closed won, but they're going from prospect to closed lost, it tells me there's something wrong in how they're presenting the work product. But you have to have a system that you're running people through that's measuring this for you, because if you don't, you're just wasting your money.
Only 2 minutes.
Now, I would not put any money at all. The $1 million question's the next one. What do I buy after that, right? What do I buy after my CRM? I think that that is subjective based on what it is that you're trying to do. If you're a niche player like Josh Gurley and Andrew Deering at HM Advisors, I'm going to spend a good chunk of money marketing to the association for truck and trailer body manufacturers because that's what their niche is. I'm going to put marketing budget to being at their conference and sponsoring their events and doing everything I can around that. If you're not a niche player, I'm going to take some of that. And maybe you want to start learning how to lead with workers' comp, or you want to lead with workers' comp. I would take a subset of that budget, and every single month I would buy X number of experience mods. It's $6 a piece, so that you can start identifying trends in that area. And I'm telling you this because this is exactly what I've done. I'm not telling you that my answers are all 100% correct, but that's what's worked for me. And it's allowed me, because I have the ability to measure, but also the fact that I have a little bit of budget to do some of this stuff. That's how I know that if I buy 100 experience mods for service contractors in the 5 counties surrounding Tampa Bay, that I can get a yield of about 40% of them that are going to be above one every 100 that I pull. So I know that if I pay $600 to get 100 mods and I'm getting 40 of those that are 25,000 plus in revenue in my sweet spot, for every $600 I spend, I have $1 million in revenue opportunity. It doesn't make it hard to justify spending $600, but you have to think about things from this way. And this is the one thing I'm going to tell you. When you start going down this road, you get into shiny object syndrome. You can run through a lot of money and a lot of different products and be right where you are right now. And what I would tell you is this: number one, I would look at one thing at a time and implement one thing to perfection before you move on to the next. I'm a big proponent of imperfect action is better than perfect inaction. But in this case, focus on one thing, get it up and running, get it going, and then move to the next. Otherwise, you're going to have a bunch of stuff that's halfway done. The second thing I would tell you is, as you're evaluating what it is that you're going to spend your money on, you need to be in a position where you're looking at it from an abundance mindset instead of a scarcity mindset. Now, obviously, we all have finite number of resources that we can use in terms of money, but I don't ever look at something for my agency and say, how much does it cost? I look at things and I say, how much is that going to make me? Then I'll look at how much it's going to cost. And if it's going to make me way more than it's going to cost me over time, I'm going to make the investment and buy it. It's that